Testing audio 1, 2, 3, 4. 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 Well, good afternoon, Sharks fans, and welcome into Scotiabank Pond. We're on pad number 4 for game number 3. It's championship weekend, folks, and I hope you're ready for a doozy of a game because this one is going to be fun. I'll bring you into the rink. My name is Cheryl Gilroy, and I am flying solo today for this Game 3, and this Game 3 is going to be interesting. Two teams very well evenly matched, both tied in the standings right now. It's win or go home. Whoever wins this game will go on to play the bronze medal game. Who that opponent is for the bronze medal, we have yet to know as their games are still underway, but it's win or go home, and the Barrie Sharks are up for the challenge today after yesterday's win versus Nepean. I want to take this time to thank everybody who's been supporting the YouTube channel. I want to take this time to welcome in all the viewers from Stoney Creek who are jumping on to cheer on their Sabres as the girls hit the ice. Once again, the Barrie Sharks are dressed in their whites and Stoney Creek will be in their blacks. I do love the Stoney Creek black jerseys. Most importantly, I'm kind of partial to the black color, but their names are very easy to read from up here. 5-minute countdown has started, so I'll start my clock. I'm a couple of seconds behind. That's okay. You remember you're with us tomorrow. It was with us yesterday. Excuse me. It was a heck of a game for the Barrie Sharks, coming out on top against Nepean. Now they did lose against Nepean on that last Ottawa road trip, so it was awesome to see them dig in and get the job done yesterday to get themselves to the all-important game today. Now the other matchups happening right now, Etobicoke is facing those Nepean Wildcats. Mississauga is taking on Durham West, and Central York is taking on the Burlington Barracudas. Burlington is sitting atop of the other pool right now, with Durham West and Mississauga. Their game is all important, the same as our Barrie Sharks and Stoney Creek game is important, as the winner of that game will likely go on. But anything can happen depending on what falters out with those games, and we're not going to worry about that right now. That is for the other teams to deal with. Right now, we have got the game in front of us. Now, I do not have a starting lineup as of yet, and I don't know if they'll make that announcement here beforehand. I'll certainly be able to call it, though, when the girls come to the line. Just over 3.5 minutes here remaining in warm-up. I will let you know that after this weekend, the girls will take a 2-week break, and then they'll go right back to the provincial tournament, which starts April 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Those schedules have now been posted on the OWHA site. So we'll find out, we'll know exactly where those games are going to get played. They're all taking place at Iceland. So that's going to be exciting to wrap up this season. I want to say it's been a great season covering these Barrie Sharks. I always wonder, this is my 3rd consecutive year covering these girls full time, and every year they up me. And last year it was the bronze medal. Could it be another bronze medal game this weekend? Stay tuned and find out. I cannot wait. Now, if there is a possibility of this game ending in a tie, round robin games can end in a tie after 10 minutes of sudden death overtime. I'm not going to speak to that, but if the game ends in a tie, it looks like it has to go to rule number 5 in terms of periods 1 in the tournament to see who goes on to the bronze medal game. So whatever it is, like I said earlier, get it done in regulation, and we're not going to have to worry about the tiebreakers. Under 2.5 minutes to go here in warm-up, folks. So once again, thank you so much for joining the live stream here this afternoon. This is going to be a doozy of a hockey game, folks. So I hope you've got your drink, your popcorn, or if you're in your vehicle, you got your volume turned up. It's the gold weekend. Let's stay gold, stay true, let's fight for it, and we'll see what happens. 2 minutes remaining in warm-up, folks, so stand by. It's awesome to walk around the Scotiabank Pond and talk to all the hockey parents who are excited for their daughters this weekend. Such a love of the game in the building. It's awesome to talk to parents and grandparents. It's so awesome to see so many grandparents coming in to watch their daughters play. Just over a minute, folks. Get back to center ice here, and I'll take a rest here for another minute, and we'll get set because I think I'm going to be using my voice quite a bit during this game. Now, the Barrie Sharks did not score any goals on Friday's contest versus Etobicoke, but yesterday, Maddie McKay had 2 goals. Adrielle Charette had a goal and assist. Annabella Cosgrave and Taya Wallace have been involved in the goals and assists this weekend. We'll see who steps up to the plate today. A lot of great chances in yesterday's game by a few different Sharks, and we'll see what happens today. On the Stoney Creek side, Claire Stanford's got a goal, and Michaela Bournes has got a goal and an assist, and Sadie Allen also has a goal. Goals for and goals against for both of these squads are exactly the same. All right, final 20 seconds. I'll get my clock reset. And we'll get set for the opening frame. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. Barrie Sharks starting lineup. Jenny Keller, Mally Winter, Elda Silva, Adrielle Charette on defense, and number 72, Annabella Cosgrave. And it looks like in net, I believe, actually no, I didn't quite hear the net. It's hard to hear the PA announcer. Sadie Allen for Stoney Creek. 59, Alyssa Paschetti. Yeah, it's hard to make out the PA announcer, folks. PA announcer, so I'll call it live when I see the girls come to center ice. It looks like we've got a national anthem. All right. All right. 20 minutes on the clock. The all-important Game 3 of round robin play, and win or go home after today. What an awesome weekend it's been covering U22 Elite. Ava Zador starting in net. Back-to-back starts for her. And on the other side, it looks to be number 39, Grace Kipfer, in net for the Stoney Creek Sabres. Sanford, Ellis, Paschetti, Allen. And Spencer. We're set on the face-off dot as Mally Winter versus Paschetti, and we are underway. Game 3. Here we go, folks. Hold on to your hockey sticks and cheer on your favorite team. Nearly a steal away by Elda Silva, but she couldn't get it onto the forehand as she battles for it down behind the goal line. Miley Ellis trying to work away under the puck, and it comes loose to Nicole Spencer. They're going to try to get it into the neutral zone, but doesn't quite work. Sharks are still on the hunt Nope, it's going to bounce out to the neutral zone and come all the way back to Kathleen Dion. She'll send it forward to Jenny Keller. Keller trying to pull it off the boards in the corner, can't hang on to it. Stoney Creek Sabres trying to hang on and get the puck out of bounds, and they do. It'll come all the way in. Nicole Spencer chasing after it. Elda Silva finds the puck and gets it to Kaya Harback. Austin tries to hold the line for Stoney Creek. Sharks gather that puck and bring it right back into the Stoney Creek end. Pucks on net, I'm sure, is the word from Dwayne Eldridge. Get your puck on your stick and put it towards the net, because good things happen when you put that puck on the net. McKay trying to pass it up to Severn. That's intercepted by Stanley of the Stoney Creek Sabres, but the puck does come into the Stoney Creek end. Charlotte Love now in possession behind her own net, being chased by Maddie McKay. Over to Wallette and out into the neutral zone. Sonia Meta now on the job for the Barrie Sharks. Come down to Gabby Willard. She'll cut in. Tried to get the puck to the forehand. Can't do it. Meta backs her up by trying to hold on to that puck as it was bouncing across the blue line. Here come the Stoney Creek Sabres. That's Hunter Birch, but you can't get too far over that red line before Taya Wallace of the Sharks puts her back the other way. Puck being spent going back and forth a long time in the Stoney Creek end in the first 2 minutes. Brumwell ringing around the backside as Taya Wallace tried to get it to the front for Sadie France, and it doesn't work. Now at the point for Gabby Willard, it escapes her hockey stick and comes back to Sonia Meta. Son Meta down into no man's land in the camera area, I can see. It'll come into the corner. Reese Cleckley sending it down into the Sharks' end, and that will be an icing call against the Stoney Creek Sabres with our first whistle of the game. 17:37 remaining in the first period, period number 1, and game number 3. Face off to the left of Kipfer. Shot in by Charette, and a quick save. She currently looks to be on point. Another face-off to the left of Kipfer. Morrison for Stoney Creek on the draw, but it's won by the Sharks. They don't keep it very long before Stoney Creek brings it in. Cuts to the center. Shot in, just trickles by the door on the near side. Good first attempt by the Stoney Creek Sabres. Sharks digging in and try to get it out of their own zone. It'll come to Sanford at the blue line. She'll fire it through traffic, and that's gloved down by Sanford. Zador made the initial save, and you just watch that puck trickle past the near side post, luckily to the correct side, and we're still scoreless. May Severn on the draw here for the Barrie Sharks to the right of Zador against Morrison. That's going to skip off a shin guard, off the plexiglass, so play continues. Shot around by the Stoney Creek Sabres. Looks like it's going to come out. No, it won't. Stoney Creek Sabres hold on to it, but only momentarily. Here's Elda Silva bringing it in. Shot in. Good save there by Kipfer. Puck goes out the other side. Wallette's going to dump it down as she heads to the bench for a line change. So the puck is going to get picked up by Kathleen Dion. She'll drop pass it for De Silva. Sends it to the far side. 7. Sending it forward to Keller. Can't hang on. Stoney Creek bring back the other way. It's Paschetti for the Stoney Creek Sabres. Spencer with a dig. She tries to poke it underneath Zador. Zador ready for that. Charlotte Love at the blue line to the far side. Wallette sending it down the corner. Sadie Allen trying to get it out in front. Wallette at the blue line. Back to Allen. Trying to center it up into the slot area. Spencer on the short side goes behind the net. Paschetti coming in to give her teammate a hand as the Sharks. De Silva tries to dig it out from that corner. Love trying to hold on. The Sharks are going to find it and get it to the neutral zone. Wallette backing it up. Stoney Creek's going to go on a line change. Sharks will take over. Here's Dion sending it forward. Picked up by Charlotte Love. She'll send it right back down, and that'll hit the rafters. My goodness, that had airtime. 15:34 remaining in the first period. Game 3. Face off between Austin and France. Puck sits there on the face-off dot as it goes back and forth between a couple of different sticks. Sonia Meta digs it out over to Willard, and here comes Maddie McKay down the far side. Dumping into the corner behind the net. Ben Sickle trying to get it out. It does get to the blue line. Shot in by Willard. That didn't miss by much. Sharks coming close. Ben Sickle behind her own line sends it out. Found Stanley. She'll send it to the far side for Austin. Meta trying to get in the way of that endeavor, but the puck does come into the Sharks' end. Zador leaving it for Willard. Can't hold on. Stanley trying to maintain possession on that puck. Here comes Birch, her teammate, to give her a hand. Puck will come loose to Maddie McKay. She'll skate around everybody and work it free and come down the near side. Puck does not exit the zone. Now it does. Sanford makes a turn. She'll bring the puck back in on her own. Cuts towards the net, but her stick is lifted by Meta. It'll come into the near side corner. Stoney Creek Sabre down on the ground covering the puck. In comes Biscetti. Excuse me, Beeman for the Stoney Creek Sabres. My apologies on that. It was difficult to read the numbers. Over to the far side now. Ellis can't sell the puck down. Nelson now trying to get a handle of that puck. It comes right back into the Sharks' end. We're 6 minutes in, period number 1, no score. Sanford taking her time. Sharks are offside, so they'll have to tag. Picked off by Winter, but can't hold on to the bouncing puck. It'll scoot down to Adria Charette. Charette to the far side. Here's Sam Larmond. She's got Winter and Simone Swanson with her. Hits the brakes, looking for some help. She'll dump it down into the near side corner. Swanson chasing after it. Sabres. Charlotte Love gets a hold of it. Try the backhand to get it out. Can't do it. Here comes May Severn. Shot scores! May Severn with the opening goal of game number 3, and it's 1-0 Barrie Sharks. What a great start here for the Barrie Sharks. 1-0 with 13:24 remaining. Captain May Severn setting the standard. Van Sickle off the draw for Stoney Creek as she brings it into the zone. Looks to center it up for Spencer. Goes by everybody. What a great shot by May Severn driving the net. I wish I had replay. Over to the far side for Jenny Keller. Trying to get past Sadie Allen. Gathers the puck again, brings it in. Van Sickle behind the goal line, tries to get it out. Jenny Keller nearly had an opportunity with the loose puck in front, but that's poked aside by Kipfer. Stoney Creek coming the other way. Here's Nicole Spencer. Nicole Spencer with an assist so far this weekend as she drives the net. De Silva trying to get past Sanford. Battle for it in the near side boards out in front. Michaela Barnes with the backhand scoots it through the middle. Back to Sanford at the blue line. Down for Barnes again. Barnes couldn't get a stick on it. Barrie Sharks lift the stick and they will clear the zone and bring it all the way into the Stoney Creek end. Sabres looking to pass it up to Stanley. Back behind the goal line for Ava Zador. They'll battle for it down low behind the goal line. Back out to Charlotte Love. She sends it through, but it's deflected and will hit the mesh behind the net. 11:56 to go in period number 1. Hey, look, it's 1-0 Barrie Sharks. Look for the Stoney Creek Sabres to still give it their all. Again, these teams are very evenly matched. Both games during the regular season definitely even between these two teams. Got to play the full 60. Sharks try to get it over that blue line. Can't do it. Barnes trying to drive the net. Again, has her stick lifted by the Sharks. Here's Taya Wallace as she enters the Stoney Creek end. Tries to deke around Love. She'll go behind the net. tries to hold on to the puck, but it's picked up by Morrison of the Sabres. Doesn't clear the zone. Sharks defense holds on to the line. Stays in play in the Stoney Creek end. Ouellette trying to gather it, but Charlotte Love gets a hold of it and will clear it out into the neutral zone. Here comes Morrison down the near side. Shot through, goes over the crossbar. Out the other side to Sam Larmond. Back behind the goal line now. Sonny Mehta slowing it down. Up to Sam Larmond. Being chased by Michaela Barnes. It's going to get picked up by Nelson off the near side boards. She doesn't hang on. Mehta sending it to the far side for Gabby Willard. Poked out. Opportunity here for the Sabres. Nelson fires. Saved by Zador. Rebound picked up by May Severin, and she's going to clear it to the blue line. It will pop out. Van Sickle for the Stoney Creek Sabres will send it back to her D partner. Sends it up to Beeman off the end of her stick, so it'll land behind the goal line. Gabby Willard for the Sharks gets to it first. Has it poked away by Birch. Sanford at the blue line now for the Sabres. Cuts in. Short side, but can't get the shot off. Out in front. Put aside by Sam Larman. She got a stick down just in time. That will come all the way down, and that will be icing against the Barrie Sharks. What action here in the last few minutes. I got to take a deep breath. Period number 1. 1-0. Barrie Sharks. Well, the face-off to the left of Zador. Pescetti versus May Severin on the draw. Or not. Nope, looks okay. Wasn't sure if the lines person had a problem or not. Nope, we're good. All right. Out to Ellis. Ellis fires it through. Pad save. Rebound. Blocked. It'll pop out. Right back onto Miley Ellis. Ellis to Sanford. So wait. Ellis tries the one-timer. Fans on the attempt. So the Sharks will clear the zone. It'll come all the way down. And that will be icing against the Barrie Sharks. That's not sure why they didn't let them play that, because there were 2 players right on that puck. But hey, I'm not an expert. Face off back in the Barrie zone, right to the left of Ava Zador. Severn on the draw for the Barrie Sharks versus Morrison. Ouellette at the blue line. Can't hang on. Keller trying to get a hold of it. Back behind the net. Out to the blue line. Morrison trying to turn it around. Ouellette slowing it down behind the net. Out to the far side. Into the neutral zone. On to Sadie France. She'll turn it around. Trying to steer around all the Sabres in front of her. Now back in the Stoney Creek end behind Kipfer. Hasn't seen a whole lot of action in the last couple of minutes. Morrison sending it up to Michaela Barnes. Michaela Barnes trying to get around Charette, and she's hauled down. Goes right into the boards, and is that a penalty call? Nope, just the net off the plugs. It looked dangerous as Michaela Barnes was hauled down going right into the boards, but looks like everybody's okay. Face off here in the Barrie Sharks end. It's going to be to the right this time of Zador. Mally Winter on the draw. Versus Austin for the Stoney Creek Sabres. Sharks have it after the draw. 7 to Dion. She'll saucer it up to Harbuck, but it'll bounce off the end of her stick and down into the corner. Sharks and Sabres give it a chase. Sabres find the puck. This is Stanley down the near side. Sends it up to Vince. She can't calm it down. Sharks taking over. Dion to Harbuck. She'll chip it off the boards and will chase after it. Van Sickle gets there first. Klepke trying to get a hold of it. She'll backhand it out. Here's Cosgrave now with the puck for the Barrie Sharks, sending it in, and Kipfer is just going to cover that up for the face-off. 8:09 remaining in the first period. Face off to the left here, and the Sharks have it, but they have to backtrack to the red line. Cosgrave sending it all the way back down into the end. A couple of players collide there. That looks to be Stanley and Wallace. Both look okay. Battle in the near side corner. It pops out to Nelson. Nelson and Birch, that's who she passes to. She kicks it to her forehand. And they come in offside. .7:43 remaining in the first period. Now, if the Sharks do get to tomorrow. Now, you know what? I'm not going to talk about that yet. Let's not talk about that yet. Let's stick to the game in front of us. One thing at a time. Willard to Larmond. Back into the Stoney Creek end. Wallette picking it up behind the goal line, being chased by Sadie France. Pischetti out in front. She's got the puck now. Woo! Larmond went flying, but she looks like she's okay. She landed awkwardly. Play continues here in the neutral zone. Pischetti up to Nicole Spencer, picked off by Sam Larmond. Yep, she's okay. Back out in front for Nicole Spencer. Fires. What a great save there by Ava Zador with the blocker, I think. Back behind the net for Sonia Meadows. She'll lift it to get it out of harm's way. Right on to Charlotte Love. She'll turn it around. Deflected by Larmond, so Meadow will have a chance to get to that puck. Whoa! Not sure what happened behind the net. Loose puck out in front. Zador tried to pounce on it. Luckily, the Sharks got it clear and will come all the way down, and that will be an icing call against the Barrie Sharks. Looks Zador lost her stick momentarily, but she's okay. Gets it back. 6:42 remaining in period number 1. 1-0 Barrie Sharks goal. Captain May Severn. Face off to the right as Zador. Morrison on the draw, won by the Stoney Creek Sabres. Van Sickle firing it through, save, loose puck, Zador pouncing on it and gets to it in time. .6:34 remaining in the period. Mally Winter on the draw for the Sharks versus Morrison. Won by the Sabres, but they can't hang on to it. De Silva giving chase to Van Sickle. She gets to it and turns the puck around back into the Sharks' end. Here's Morrison trying to cut in. She makes the shot, but another great save by Ava Zador. Down low in the corner. Dion to De Silva, bounces under her stick, so it looks like the Stoney Creek Sabres are going to find it. No! Battle there for Jenny Keller. She nearly got it to her forehand to make a shot attempt. Good job by the Stoney Creek defense to get that puck out of harm's way, and here comes White and Morrison down the other side, looking for a deflection. They score! What a feed and a deflection, and the Stoney Creek Sabres draw even. Wow. White down the near side puts it out in front, and the deflection works, and this game is tied. You just knew this game was going to be tight. Morrison doesn't have a point this weekend, so that'll be the first for her this championship weekend, as we are fighting for the bronze medal game tomorrow. Everything even strength. No penalties being called yet, so all 5-on-5. Sharks come right back in. Severn shoots, rebound, and covered up by Kipfer. Don't expect the adrenaline and the energy to taper off as we continue through this game. It's going to be exciting right down to the wire. Sanford wins the draw for the Stoney Creek Sabres, sending it to the far side for Miley Ellis. She'll put it right back on to Sanford. McCabe trying to steal that puck away behind the goal line. In comes Austin. Out to the blue. Cosgrave firing it through. Blocker saved by Kipper. Out in front. Harbeck looking for a tip. Just missed past the near side post, and that may have gone in. Again, put your stick on the puck and put your puck on the net. Good things happen. Stay gold, stay true. Down off the near side boards, puts it around behind the goal line, over to Nelson. She'll hang on to it for the Stoney Creek Sabres. Now under 5 minutes to go in the opening frame. Charlotte Love at the blue line sends it through. That's blocked, I believe, by Charette. Oh, Stoney Creek Sabre, I can't see who it is from here, has a seat. Comes right on to May Severn. May Severn down to Bromwell. She can't get it past Toilette. She turns around, gives it to Nelson. Stoney Creek Sabres coming right back in. They've got the last goal and all the momentum on their side right now. This is Beeman now for the Sabres. To Wallette at the blue line to the far side. One-timer blocked by Cosgrave, and she gets that puck out of town and all the way into the Stoney Creek end. Icing waved off. Down around the near side boards to Gabby Willard. Willard throwing it back in play. Glove down by Charlotte Love. Out to Spencer. And the Sabres do enter the zone. Actually, no, they don't. Sharks turn it around as the two 10s do battle. Meta trying to get in the way. Quick up to Kleckley as she comes in, fires. That goes into the mesh. Excuse me, I think that Zador got a piece of it as it went flying into the mesh. Face off to the right of Zador in the Barrie Sharks end. 3:49 to go in period one. Pescetti on the draw versus Winter. In comes Kletke, but she can't hang on to it. It's going to come in to the neutral zone and back to Van Sickle. Van Sickle taking her time. She goes up. Can't hang on. Here comes Dion, weaving around, hands it off to Winter. Winter puts it on target, but it goes up and over the crossbar. Simone Swanson coming in to see if she can't hold on to the puck, but she can't. Sabres down low into the near side corner. Off the near side boards as players battle for it. I can't see as it's just out of my camera reach. To the far side for Pescetti, and now they will clear the zone. Dump it down in. Pescetti heads off to the bench for a line change. Now down under 3 minutes. Barnes giving it chase. Can't get to it, and the puck will come all the way back into the Stoney Creek end. Kipfer will leave it for Miley Ellis. Ellis to Sanford. She gets around all the White Sharks in front of her, but it lands on Cosgrave. Cosgrave pitching it over the red line. Sharks bring it back into the zone, but can't hold on to the puck as they do. Far side, nope. It'll come back to the near side. Make up to Aubrey Morrison. Morrison trying to cut through, put aside by Jenny Keller. Back around the boards to the far side for Miley Ellis at the blue line. She sends it down. White sends it in. Save by Zador, and the Sharks bring it back the other way. Here's Jenny Keller cutting in. Far side for Severn. Fires looking for the deflection actually for Keller. Doesn't work. And Kipfer says, I'm going to put a stop to that. Too much action for me in my own end. 2 minutes remain here in the opening frame. 1-1 tie. Stoney Creek tying it up. Not that long ago. Morrison with the goal. Shot through, hits the crossbar. Gets past Kipfer, but doesn't beat the iron. Ugh. Goalie's best friend, player's worst nightmare. Blue line for Meta. Centering it up to Kaya Harbeck, but she can't hold on to the bouncing puck. Willard fires it through. That's put aside by Love. Kipfer trying to hold on to that post. Kaya Harbeck trying to bring it around to the front. Sharks try to pull it away from the boards. Vince sending it up to Austin. Austin to Stanley. They bring it into the zone. Back behind the net. Here's Sonia Meta. Now in possession. Trying to work around Hunter Birch and Beeman. Can't get past Beeman. She'll bring it back the other way. And that will be icing. Yes, it will. Icing. Icing against the Stoney Creek Sabres, and we have a minute to go here in the opening frame. 1-1 tie between the Barrie Sharks and the Stoney Creek Sabres, and it's all important. Round robin, game 3 winner goes on to the bronze medal game. Face off to the right of Kipfer. Battle for it in the far side corner with Abby Brumwell and Beeman. Wallace trying to gather it up. Nope, it's going to fall on Hunter Birch. Nope, she can't get past McKay. Puck stays in the Stoney Creek end. Quick pass up by Van Sickle to Nelson. She'll bring it in, but she'll have to go around the net as she's pushed off her endeavor. Here comes the first penalty of the game, and it's going to go against the Barrie Sharks. I believe a trip. Yes, it is. Stoney Creek will have their first power play of this game 3, the first power play at all in this game. Mally Winter will sit 2 minutes or less for tripping. 27 seconds left in period 1. So obviously, if nothing happens, this penalty will carry into period 2. Can the Sharks kill it off, or will Stoney Creek pull away? Morrison on the far side, chipped through by Keller. So Miley Ellis will have to retreat back to her own end with the puck. She'll take her time. Up to Aubrey Morrison as she skates past Barnes. Shot through. Zador gets a piece of it. Face off here to the right of Zador as we count off these final seconds of the first period. After 20 minutes, it's a 1-1 tie. Goal scored by May Severn and Aubrey Morrison, and you just know that the adrenaline is going to continue into period number 2. I hope you come back for it, folks. Stand by. Welcome back inside the Scotiabank Pond on rink number 4, getting set here for period number 2. We're locked here at 1. So you just know that this one's going to be a tight one as we go. I'll bring you back in. There we go. Once again, goal scorers in the first period, May Severin with the opening goal, and then Aubrey Morrison following it up for the Stoney Creek Sabres, and this is where we sit. 1:33 remaining on the penalty. And on Stoney Creek's power play as we start the second period. Now, I will briefly say, all right, I just got a word. First of all, Durham West is, I believe, winning their game. I think I looked, it was 1-0 over Mississauga, and Etobicoke is losing 1-0 to Nepean. Oh my. I don't think that game matters. I think that Etobicoke is already... Well, you know what? Never mind. You don't know. We don't know. I'm not even going to speak to that. Sorry, I'm listening to folks here on the side about what's going on. And Durham West is beating Mississauga right now, and Nepean is beating Etobicoke 1-0 right now. Wow. You got to play the games. It's awesome. Okay, we'll get here to start the second period. Again, 1:33 remaining in the penalty. Looks like it's Sam Larmond on the draw versus Paschetti for the Stoney Creek Sabres. We're ready for period 2. I hope you guys are ready too out there in Cyberland. Underway, right off the draw. Aubrey Morrison brings it into the zone. She'll try to cut through, feeds it off to Barnes. She couldn't get it to the forehand. Zador trying to cover it up. The puck will come loose. All the way back down. What an effort there by the Sabres. Oh, no goal on that. My goodness, great effort there by Taya Wallace. Play continues here in the Stoney Creek end. Off the near side boards, who's going to pull it out? Paschetti's in there for the Stoney Creek Sabres. I don't see who's after it for the Sharks. It's Taya Wallace. It'll come loose to Miley Ellis. She's got Morrison in front of her. That's who she's going to pass to. Picked off by Sam Larman, and she puts it back the other way into the Stoney Creek end. Still over a minute. A battle for it here in the near side corner. Off the near side boards, trying to pull it into the slot area. Great job by the Barrie Sharks to keep that puck down. Battle for it here in the near side corners. They try to pull it away and get it out in front. It'll come past the near side boards here and into the Stoney Creek end. Barnes with the shot. That goes by. Over to Michaela Barnes, over the blue line as she tries to pull it out into the neutral zone. Dion turning it around to the blue line. Now into the Stoney Creek end as we're 2 minutes in and the power play has come to an end. Out in front, looking for Stanley, couldn't get it to the forehand. All the way down, and that will be an icing call. There we go. 17:49 remaining in period 2. Shot through, that goes up and over and off the plexiglass. Puck will come all the way down. Here's Maddie McKay cutting through, shoots. Saved by Kipfer. Battle for it behind the goal line. Puck is stuck. In comes Sadie France to try to pull it away. That's going to be a call on that. Puck wouldn't move. So we'll have a face-off here to the left of Kipfer. It's going to be May, Severn, and Pescetti on the draw. Looks like Eldridge has got a bit of a beef happening here with the referee. Don't know what it is, but he's livid over there. All right, play continues here in the Stoney Creek end. Come on to the blue line. Gabby Willard keeping it in on play here for the Sharks. Sadie Allen for the Stoney Creek Sabres nearly ran away with it. No, that's going to get held. And we'll have a face-off here. All right. Once again, we're back to 5-on-5. 17:05 remaining in the period. Still 1-all. Stoney Creek getting it to the neutral zone and out over to Sam Larmond. Larmond brings it right back in, and that'll be another icing call as she shot from the wrong side of that red line. So we're going to have a face-off in the Sharks' end. Face off to the left of the door. Battle behind the goal line. Trying to pull it out in front. Jenny Keller trying to get in on the action. Severn Charette trying to pull it away. Here's Jenny Keller. Out to De Silva. De Silva gets it through and dumps it down right on target to the goal. She'll cover it up for a face-off, but it didn't go past the goal line, so it will not be an icing call. So we will have a face-off in the Stoney Creek end. Battle on the far side corner. Wallace, Brumwell battling it out with Sanford. Sanford gets to it, but not over that blue line. Sharks hang on. That's Piper 7. Nope. Right on to White Stick and over to Aubrey Morrison. She brings it in, tries to cut through and lift it towards the net. Zador trying to guard that post as best she can. Puck still loose. Zador finally pounces on it. .10 here remaining. Is off to the right of Zador. To Nelson, she gets it up, but into the mesh. Little slower pace here to the beginning of this second period. A little more cautious playing, a lot more whistles. Just an observation. We'll see how things continue here in the first half of this second period. Down behind the goal line. Into the corner as they battle for it down the near side. Kletke trying to hold the line for the Stoney Creek Sabres. Can't see what's happening underneath my camera though, as it's right underneath that ledge. All right, Sonia Mehta to the far side. Lorman a little bit behind, but here comes Simone Swanson. No, picked up by Kletke. And she brings it back into the Sharks' end. Back behind the goal. Sharks try to pull it away from their own side. It'll come out to the neutral zone now. Right on Kletke's stick. She'll turn it around. Sends it back to Van Sickle. Van Sickle over the blue line. Cuts through. Weaves around a couple of Sharks. Tries the backhand. No, she can't get the shot off. She's pushed off the puck by Gabby Willard. Sadie France now down the far side. She's got Larman in front. They just entered the zone onside. It was close though. Larman trying to get it out in front. Harbeck trying to give her a hand. Austin turns it back the other way and it lands in the neutral zone for Stanley. Stanley back in the Sharks' end. Cosgrave to the far side. Back behind the goal line. She holds on. Still holding on as Austin's trying to steal that puck away. Quick shot out to Kaya Harbeck, but it bounces off the end of her stick. Wallette for the Stoney Creek Sabres, sending it over to Charlotte Love. Poked aside by May Severin by under skate as she exits the zone. Shot in and a save by Kipfer. Great heads-up play to find that puck and get a shot in. 14:22 remaining in period number 2 in game 3. Puck is down for Charlotte Love and down to Ouellette behind the Stoney Creek net. All the way out. That should be an icing call. And it is. 14-13, so a couple of seconds come off the clock and we'll have another face-off in the Stoney Creek end. Now I'll say it quickly, I got sidetracked before. Bronze medal game will go tomorrow at 12:45, and that's all I'm going to say. Face off to the right of Kipfer. Ouellette. Around. Meets a wall on Piper 7, so the Sharks take over in possession of that puck. Keller gets a stick on it and puts it down in play in the Stoney Creek end. Charlotte Love to the far side for Sadie Allen, but can't find it. Willard at the blue line, trying to cut through, backhand in the slot, scores! El De Silva finds the bouncing puck, uses the backhand, and the Sharks take a 2-1 lead. Oh, here we go. De Silva gets her first point of the championship weekend, and it's an important one, putting the Sharks up by a goal. Still lots of hockey yet to be played, and Stoney Creek is not going to go down without a fight. Picked off by Sadie France. She'll put it in on net, and that's put aside by Kipfer. To the far side, Sanford over the red line. She'll bring it in herself, dump it down into the corner. Into the corner as they battle for it. Stoney Creek trying to hold on, but it's going to get pulled away by Abby Brumwell and up to Taya Wallace as it comes into the Stoney Creek end. Brumwell can't hold on to it. No, hits a body and it stays in the Stoney Creek end. Down for Miley Ellis. Quick up to Aubrey Morrison. She'll bring it in, backhanded off. Barnes goes flying, and that is going to draw a penalty. Stoney Creek going to go back onto the power play. .12:58 remaining in the second period. What happens with this penalty? Sharks want to kill it off after taking a 2-1 lead. Sabres want to draw even. On the goal line. In the corner and now on the near side. Sharks trying to pull it out. Stoney Creek want to get it back into the other end quickly as 30 seconds now have almost expired off this power play opportunity. Klutke to Sadie Allen. She comes in with Nicole Spencer. Can't hold on to the puck. Great job by Jenny Keller to get it out. Doesn't come out, but it does draw a whistle. All right, we'll have a face-off here in the Sharks' end. It's going to be Pescetti versus Sam Larmont. Won by the Sabres. Morrison at the blue line, hands it off to Miley Ellis. Ellis to Barnes, back to Ellis. Morrison steps in, back to Ellis. Through and a save. Loose puck, and Gabby Willard finds that and gets rid of it. Just over a minute to go on the power play for the Stoney Creek Sabres. Michaela Barnes loses an edge. That's going to draw a second penalty. Almost exactly like the first. So a 5-on-3 happening here with 11:46 to go. And an opportunity for the Stoney Creek Sabres to really get back into this game and draw even. Down by 1. 1 by Sonia Meta. Meta will try to pin that down and knock off precious seconds off the power play as they battle for the puck. She's got 3 black jerseys on her. Great job by Sonia Meta to hold on to that puck. Back out for Michaela Barnes. Michaela Barnes drawing both of those penalties. Barnes down low for Miley Ellis. Down the back side. Back to Miley. Ellis in front for Barnes. Barnes and Ellis are playing catch. Out in front for Sanford. Sanford to Barnes. She'll cut through. Tries to lift the puck. Blocked by Jenny Keller. And the puck will come back out to neutral. Sanford turning it around, taking her time as one penalty is about to come to an end. All right, now we're on 5-on-4. Loose puck as Stoney Creek tries to get it up and over, and the Sharks will clear the zone again. Now a minute remaining in that second penalty to the Barrie Sharks. Sanford bringing it in the zone, being pushed up into the near side boards by the Sharks. Barnes again, down low to Morrison. Morrison taking her time, she'll cut through. Leads it for Kletke, shot in by Sanford, that's deflected and again. Foot race for Sam Larman, she can't get there before Barnes does. She'll bring it back into the zone. She's by herself now. Kletke coming in to give her a hand. Sharks find it and Taya Wallace will send it flying again. 25 seconds remaining in that power play for the Stoney Creek Sabres. Back into the Sharks' end. Dion now on the kill. Sharks looking to clear the zone again, and it does come back out to neutral. So the Stoney Creek Sabres are going to have to regroup again. Van Sickle bringing it in as that penalty is about to expire, and Zador says she's going to cover that one up. 1 second left, but it looks like the Sharks are going to kill off that entire penalty, some of which was 2-player advantage for the Stoney Creek Sabres. It's still 2-1 Barrie. Face off to the right of Ava Zador. Sharks will win it, and it will go out of bounds. But we're back to 5-on-5, which is important. I'll have a face-off back here in the Sharks' end, right to the right here of Zador. Oh, look, the sun came out. I always like to see the sun shining through the windows in a hockey rink. It's golden. That's the theme of the weekend. Stay gold, stay true. Back to Charlotte Love for the Stoney Creek Sabres. She'll send it into the Sharks' end. Trying to get it out in front is Austin. May Sever and Kaya Harbeck trying to steal that puck away in the corner. It will come out loose to Maddie McKay. Maddie McKay's got a couple of points this weekend. Here's Adriel Charette. She'll come in, backhand to McKay. She wasn't quite ready for her. She may have had an opportunity to shoot it from her angle, but they'll battle for it here in the corner. Charette down behind to the far side for Stanley and the Sabres. It'll go past Harbeck's stick, right on to Sonia Meta. She'll deke around Birch. Quick play up to Maddie McKay. She'll bring it in the zone. She's got Meta with her. And a trickle towards the net, and Kitfer will just put her glove on it. 8:43 remaining in period number 2. 2-1 in favor of the Barrie Sharks. Latest goal scored by Elda Silva. Face up to the right of Kipfer. Sharks have it. Behind the goal line, Keller trying to bring it out in front. Stoney Creek wants to get it clear, and they will. Sharks to Silva, sends it to Jenny Keller, and right up to Sadie French. What a great pass that was. Sadie French just can't hang on to the bouncing puck, and it comes right back into the Sharks' end. Back out to Miley Ellis. To Sanford. Sanford brings it into the zone, tries to cut to the middle. Here's Gabby Willard down possession of the puck. Keller one-on-one versus Miley Ellis. Shot goes behind the net. Sabres get it to neutral. Meta taking her time coming across that blue line to come in onside. Back to Keller, looking to feed De Silva in front, but Kipfer's got it under the glove. What action we're being treated to here in the last few minutes of this period number 2. 2-1, Barrie Sharks. Mally Winter on the draw. Shot through from the blue line. Doesn't work. No, rebound picked up by Mally Winter. Aubrey Morrison's going to find it and gets it out to Michaela Barnes. Barnes brings it in, trying to weave around Adriel Charette. Doesn't work. Comes out to the neutral zone for Teo Wallace. Wallace doesn't get too far. Van Sickle puts it back the other way. In comes Mally Winter. She finds a wall on Van Sickle. Brumwell trying to kick it to the forehand. Goes behind the net for Teo Wallace. Wallace gets it out in front. Cosgrave with a one-timer, and it deflects right under the glove of Kipfer. Well, the face-off here to the left of Kipfer. Severn and Pescetti on the draw. Won by the Sharks. Piper 7 at the blue line, sending it over to Larman. She'll backhand around where it's picked up by Simone Swanson if she can pull it out from under her rival, Kletke. Nope, Van Sickle for the Stoney Creek Sabres is going to send it forward to Nicole Spencer. Spencer can't get around Dion. Back to Van Sickle. In the Barrie end, Pescetti trying to pull it away from May Severn. Loose puck out in front. Back out to Wallette at the blue line. She sends it over to Charlotte Love. Looking for a deflection. That sails into the near side corner. Puck goes up and down. Wallette holds onto the blue line. She'll try to chase after it into the near side corner. Sound like a collision. Just can't see it because it's out of the reach of my camera angle. I don't know if there's a penalty being called on the play. I didn't see a hand go up, but we'll see. Looks like, is the Barrie Shark down? No. Looked like the trainer was looking to leave the bench, but looks like everybody's okay. Severn, Swanson, Larman, yeah, looks like everybody's okay. All right, 6:28 remaining. Morrison on the draw versus Sadie France for the Sharks. Puck will sit there for a second, but will come out to neutral and all the way back from Miley Ellis. Ellis back to Sanford, bounces over her stick. Harbeck's right there for the Sharks. Will come back out to the neutral zone. Willard battling it out with their rival. Here's White making a turn for the Stoney Creek Sabres, and she's hauled down, and that's going to be another penalty call against the Barrie Sharks. Sadie France with the infraction. I believe it was tripping. 6 minutes to go. And the Sharks are going to have to kill off another one. Sharks have not had a power play yet in this contest. Face off to the right of Zador. Sabres try to pull it out in front. Pescetti, Morrison trying to hold on to it. Morrison to Ellis at the point. Down low. Back to Ellis at the point. Morrison sending it over to Barnes on the far side. Van Sickle's in front looking for a deflection. Charette gets there and will send it flying back into the Stoney Creek end. 30 seconds has expired off that penalty to Sadie France. Miley Ellis anchoring it down behind the net. She's got Morrison down low. Michaela up top. She goes up top, but just past the end of her stick, giving Dion a chance to put it back the other way. Morrison finds it at the blue line, handing it off to Pescetti. Pescetti sending it to Morrison. Shot off, toe saved by Zador. Ellis just out of reach of that loose puck, so that's going to come all the way back into the Sharks' end, and we're now a minute in to the power play. Ellis trying to steer around Teo Wallace, giving her a problem. Wallace nearly with the steal. It'll come down into the Sharks' end. This is Dion. On the way up to Teo Wallace. Again, the Sharks are short-handed. Sam Larmond sends it over to Wallace, but just out of her reach. 40 seconds, just 40 seconds here remaining in the power play for the Stoney Creek Sabres. Again, Sharks short-handed, looking for an attempt here in the Stoney Creek end. Here's Nicole Spencer down the near side for the Sabres. Into the corner, she'll get pushed off by the other number 10, Sonia Mehta. In comes Sadie Allen. Taya Wallace can't get a hold of it. Stoney Creek has possession of that puck. Final 15 seconds of the power play. Kletke to Sanford. Back to Kletke at the point through traffic just past the near side post. But off the target, and the puck will come loose, and that will do it for the power play. 4 minutes remaining in period number 2. Sharks up by 1. Vince up to Austin. Austin can't hold on to it. It comes back out to the neutral zone. Sadie France trying to get it away from Austin, but Vince for the Stoney Creek Sabres sends it out and into the bench. 3:42 remaining in period number 2. 2-1 Barrie Sharks. Winner heads on to the bronze medal game tomorrow. Austin versus Severn, a couple of 9s at the face-off dot, won by the Sabres. Up to Michaela Barnes. She's pushed off the puck. No, she fires it through. Blocker save, loose puck. Picked up by Beeman. Somebody's missing a stick. That was Jenny Keller. Puck will come up and it'll come all the way down. That should be icing. Yes, it is. You can just feel since we got to the 5-minute mark, the adrenaline's ramped up just a little bit here, especially after that last penalty kill for the Barrie Sharks, as we are about to finish here in period number 2 and go into the all-important period number 3. Barnes shot, flash in the leather is Ava Zador. She's dialed in. All right, Morrison on the draw versus Sadie France. Just over 3 minutes to go in period 2. Dion trying to send it around. Out in front, shot, bouncing puck. White nearly got the puck past the door, but she saw it with the blocker. Play continues here in the Sharks' end. No, it's going to skip out to the neutral zone. Foot race. Here comes Taya Wallace. No, it's going to get picked up by Sanford, being chased by Abby Brumwell. Back out, Cosgrave getting in the way. Almost looked to the referees to see if the hand went up, but no, play continues. Dion up to Brumwell, over to Wallace, kicking it to the forehand. Can't get the shot off. Will the Sabres clear? Yes, they will. Morrison up to Barnes, but by everybody into the corner. Under 2.5 to go in period 2. 2-1 Barrie Sharks in this all-important Game 3 of round-robin play here on Championship Weekend. Kletke behind the net, being chased by Simone Swanson. Van Sickles in front of her, but she goes up top to Nelson. In comes Stoney Creek around the backside. They'll battle for it here in the near side. Van Sickle to Birch. Can't hang on, and the Sharks will clear it again. Winter trying to hold on, turned around by Van Sickle. Up to Beeman. Beeman trying to send it forward. Mehta finds the puck, hands it off to Sam Lormond. Over to Sonia Mehta. Back behind the net, here comes Piper 7. Puck will sit there for a second. Stoney Creek trying to drive it. Backhand, and Zador's got it. As I said, she's dialed in, and she has been the busier of the 2 goaltenders, I think. If I had to guess, busier the 2 goaltenders this period. Face off to the left of Zador. Play continues, Zador's going to cover it up again. Knocked a couple of seconds off the clock, 1:20 remaining. Pescetti on the draw. For the Sabres. Oh, no, we're going to do that again, are we? Second came off, I think. Right. Sadie Allen this time on the draw. Versus Severn. Charette from her knees trying to hand it off to Severn, and she does. Trying to feed it off to Keller. Keller will get it to the neutral zone, but it comes right back in. Dion now being chased. Down low. In the near side corner, trying to pull it away. Dion being bothered by Nicole Spencer, trying to get it out in front for Pescetti, who's waiting for a pass. Sharks have it. Keller getting it away from Miley Ellis. She steals it, though, as the puck came out of Jenny Keller's possession. Right out in front. Shot in, and another glove save by Ava Zador. Shot made by Pescetti. And Zador just coming through, standing tall between the pipes in the latter half of the latter minute here of this second period as she's being peppered with shots. I'll move the face off to the right of Zador this time. Back behind the net. Out to the neutral zone, and Taya Wallace can't catch up to it. Final 30 seconds. Out to the neutral zone. And back for Sonia Meta as we're trying to wrap up this final 25 seconds of the second period. Wallette holding on for the Sabres, but not long. It'll squeak free, and back for Charlotte Love back in the Stoney Creek end. Charlotte Love up to Wallette, being picked off by Taya Wallace. Bromwell parking herself in front, looking for a pass. Natalie Winter couldn't get the backhand, or that may have been an awesome chance for the Sharks. Oh my, folks, you're not going to want to miss period number 3, 2-1, Barrie Sharks. I need to go get some water. Come on back, folks. Well, hey there, fans. Getting set here for period number 3. It's 2-1 in favor of the Barrie Sharks heading into the third and final frame. Looks like we're going to start off the third period 5-on-5. Just a minute here remaining in the intermission. Once again, whoever wins this game goes on to the bronze medal game, and that is tomorrow at 12:45. Third period shout out. You know what? Shout out to everybody who's walked up to me here in the last little bit and says how awesome it is to have the live streams. I get comments from Sharks parents. I've got comments from Stoney Creek parents, and I've got comments from everybody else here in the building who's watched the Barrie Sharks live streams and appreciate the action. You know what? I don't know why these U22 Elite games are not being covered by regular television. Someday it's going to happen. And I'm glad to have my part, but shout out to everybody who's walked up to say something. Means a lot coming back at me. I do it for these girls. I do it for their recognition. They put as much hard work into their game as the boys do, and they deserve the same type of exposure. So thank you to everybody as we head into this third and final period here. And again, winner goes on to the bronze medal game. There's still 20 minutes of hockey, and there's still provincials to come. So still lots of hockey left. But I want to take time to say thank you to everybody who's supported all of these live streams over this season. It's been an awesome ride, and I enjoy the game. My husband thinks I'm too much of a fanatic, but you know what? You can't be too much of a fanatic when it comes to your hockey, right? Sure. In any case. Buzzer is sounded here. Looks like the officials are talking about something over there at the scorekeeper's box. I don't know. But looks like we've got De Silva, Winter, Cosgrave. Those are only 3 jerseys I can see on this side. Ellis, Barnes, Morrison, White for the Stoney Creek Sabres, and Sanford on the ice to start the third. I think we're set to go now. It's Charette and Jenny Keller, the other 2 Sharks. And yeah, we're set to go. It's going to be Malley, Winter versus Morrison on the draw. We're set for period 3, folks. Hang on to your hockey stick. This one's going to be a fast finish. Puck will come down into the Stoney Creek end. Sharks try to hold on, get it out in front, steered aside there by the paddle of Kipfer. She was not as busy in that last half of the second period as Ava Zador was. Zador making stellar saves, giving her Sharks a chance to keep into it. Now 2-1. Latest goal by El De Silva. Stoney Creek, they want to get an equalizer fast if they can. Once again, this game can end in a tie. If it ends in a tie in the third period, it goes to 10 minutes of 3-on-3 sudden death overtime. But nothing happens to that. The game can end in a tie. It's crazy. Picked off by McKay as she drives the net. Severn fires it through. That's blocked in front by Paschetti. Back into the far side corner. Severn trying to maneuver her way out in front. Keller dumping it down, and she'll hold off to the bench for a line change. Out to Sadie Allen. She can't get it clear. Dion tries to hold on to the bouncing puck, but it scoops out into the neutral zone. Sharks put it back in play in the Stoney Creek end. Off the boards and back out into the neutral zone. So the Sharks are going to have to go back. No, that's going to be an icing call, actually. 18:36 on the clock. Severn on the draw versus Paschetti for the Stoney Creek Sabres. That's won by the Sharks. McKay sending it over to the far side for Dion. Dion ringing around the boards. It's going to get picked up by Sanford of the Stoney Creek Sabres. Can't quite get it clear off the near side. Stoney Creek comes along with it now into the Sharks' end. Slides right onto Piper Severn's stick. She'll backhand it to Dion. Picked off by Sadie Allen. Trying to get it out in front. Kletke's out in front, but in comes Vince for the Stoney Creek Sabres, trying to help her teammate get that puck clear. It will squeak up and down into the near side corner. Battle for it here on the corner. Harbeck getting in on the action, as is Severn. Puck will come out to Dion. She'll send it around the boards and over to the far side for Jenny Keller, excuse me, McKay. She'll dump it down. Go off on a line change, right back onto a Stoney Creek stick. Here's Kletke. Kletke trying to get around Teo Wallace. She does. Comes into the zone, tries to drive the net. Shot in and a glove stop by Ava Zador. 17-27. Now, I've had a distinct pleasure in my lifetime because of when I was born and when I was raised. I had no girls hockey in the 80s, and to watch it come into existence and come as far as it has here in 2026 is just amazing. Girls hockey on the rise, especially with the inception of the PWHL. Future is bright for these ladies. Over to Taya Wallace down in the corner. Charlotte Love giving her an issue. Will bounce down. Right out in front. No, Charlotte Love gets it out and sends it behind her net. Wallette. Oh, backhand by France that just missed on the near side post. Michaela Barnes dumping it down. Zador's going to leave it for Meta. She'll backhand it over to Abby Bromwell. But it's going to get picked up by Morrison. Nope, she won't hold on to it. It'll come all the way out. Larman doesn't get too far with it. White putting it back the other way for the Stoney Creek Sabres. Here's Michaela Barnes. She's got Sanford with her. No, she's going to dump it down and head to the bench instead. Down behind the goal line for Annabella Cosgrave. Over to Simone Swanson. She's trying to lift it over, but that's intercepted by Beeman. Now it comes out, but to Sanford. Larmond and Winter are going to try to steal the puck away, but they can't get to it. Here comes Nelson down the near side, cutting to the middle, over the blue line. She'll dump it down with the backhand, down to Sador. Sador leaving it. Charette bouncing it off the boards, trying to get it to Larmond. It comes right back behind the goal line, though, for the Sabres. Beeman being pushed up against the plexiglass. Van Sickle to Kletke. Kletke back to Van Sickle, fires through, and a glove stop by Ava Zador again, who's just seeing everything. 15:53 on the clock. Period 3, Sharks up by 1. Again, winner heads to the bronze medal game tomorrow. Heller into the neutral zone to Silva, trying to get it away from Van Sickle. She goes in awkwardly. She gets up and she'll limp to the bench. Let's hope she's okay. She had her leg there out in an awkward position, so trainer will look at her, I'm sure. Wish her well, of course. McKay down to 7. 7 looking, sends it forward. That's going to go the distance. That should be an icing call, and it is. Sounds like somebody went head first down there. Looks like everybody's okay. $15:19 remaining here. It looks like Coach Eldridge is not happy about something again, calling for the placement of the puck drop. Barnes to Sanford. Off the paddle as the stick goes flying out of Zador's hands, but the puck will come loose, so it gives Zador ample time to pick up her stick. That'll be an icing call. I'll have a face-off here just to the left of Zador or to the right? Looks like it's going to be the left. 15:01 on the clock as we're inching closer and closer to finding out who's going to win this all-important Game 3. Sabres are only down by 1. Can expect them to continue the fight. Sanford trying to hold the line. She does. Shot through just off the crossbar. Shot made by White on the far side. They came close to getting an equalizer. I've seen a lot of puck striking iron here this weekend. That's got to be a frustrating feeling if you're the player. Now down in the near side corner, Harbeck trying to pull it away. And they're going to whistle that one dead as it didn't move. 14:24 on the clock. Face off here to the right of Zador. It's going to be Sadie France versus Vince for the Sabres. It's won by the Sabres temporarily. Still battling out in the near side corner. Sadie France is going to take over. No, she won't. She's being pushed off the puck as the puck sits there. Meta trying to get in on the action. Austin for the Stoney Creek Sabres is trying to pull it away. Puck will go up and down, and here comes Abby Bromwell to the rescue. Bounces out. Sadie France still can't get into the front side. She's pushed up to the boards again as play continues behind Ava Zador. Stanley coming in to give her teammate a hand for the Sabres. Vince trying to hold on, as is Austin. Finally, Meta gets it away from the boards. And here comes Teowala. She's got Bromwell with her. Looking to pass it out in front, but it's poked aside by Charlotte Love. Bromwell with a fight for that puck in the near side corner. She's pushed off. Out in front for Nelson. She'll take a skate with that puck through the neutral zone. She's got Love with her. She'll dump it down and give it a chase. It's behind the net for Zador. Zador to the far side for Keller. Pushed off. Van Sickle trying to hold on to that puck and feeds it off to Beeman. Nelson in the slot looking for a pass. It'll come all the way out, and here's Mally Winter 2-on-1 with DeSilva. Fires over the net and in the near side corner. He thought about passing. Winter fires, blocker save by Kipfer. Oh my goodness, in front of the Stoney Creek net. Sharks coming close to getting another goal on the board. Kipfer up to the challenge. My goodness. 12:43 now on the clock. Face off to the right of Kipfer. Play continues in the Stoney Creek end. It'll squeak out. Cosgrave sending it forward. Mally Winter trying to dump it down in, but hits the shin guards of Kletke, and it sits in the neutral zone. Here's Cosgrave getting it in the zone. Doesn't hang on there long. Here's Van Sickle for the Stoney Creek Sabres. Picked off by Jenny Keller. 1-on-1 versus Kletke. In comes DeSilva, and she can't pass to her. Spencer to Pischetti. Trying to get around Dion. Comes back out to the neutral zone, and Stoney Creek Sabres are offside, so they'll have to tag. Down behind the goal line for the Sharks. Dion can't get it out and pass Nicole Spencer. Now the Sharks will get it to the neutral zone. Adrenaline ramping up here as we're approaching the halfway point of this third and final frame. White to the middle for Morrison, bounces over her stick and back out to Sam Larmond. Over to May Severn. She got the goals going in the first period. Long pass over just out of the reach of Michaela Barnes, and that's going to be an icing call against the Stoney Creek Sabres. 11:35 to go in the third period. Face off to the left of Kipfer. McKay running around a couple of black jerseys, makes a shot in and does reach the target, but the paddle is down. Bouncing puck for Kipfer. Harbeck nearly got it lifted, but Kipfer finds it with the glove. Face off to the right of Kipfer now. Sharks try to hold on to that puck. Stoney Creek Sabres are going to take over. Here's Sanford trying to get it out of her own zone. Sends it forward just off the stick of Morrison. Meta now for the Sharks to the far side for McKay. She can't get away with that. Here comes the Stoney Creek Sabres. Michaela Barnes back the other way. She's all by herself though, so she has nobody to pass to, giving the Sharks time to get it out of their own end. Kaya Harbeck's all by herself as the Sharks are making a change. Over to Kaya Harbeck as she tries to send out. She's pushed up against the board as she tried to pull it off and center it up. Wallace is waiting. Winter's in on the battle. Stoney Creek sends it behind for Charlotte Love. Love being chased by Teo Wallace. She'd like nothing better than to pickpocket her, but she can't do it. It'll come all the way to Nelson. She gets a shot in. That sails up and over the bar. and back out to the neutral zone. Nelson coming close to getting an equalizer for the Stoney Creek Sabres. Into the Sharks' end, and now we are definitely approaching that halfway point. 10-15 remaining in the third period. No scoring so far in this period. Blomwell with an opportunity! Can't slide it out underneath of Kipfer as she's pushed off that puck with an opportunity by Blomwell to get on the board. Back to Van Sickle. Cosgraves. We're now down under 10 minutes. Look for this energy to ramp up as we approach the final buzzer. De Silva. She's the latest goal scorer for the Barrie Sharks. Trying to beat Kletke, but they come in offside. 9:40 to go in the third. So go a face-off just on the outside of the blue line on the Stoney Creek end. It's going to be Severn versus Morrison. Won by the Stoney Creek Sabres. Go to the far side for Dion. She has her stick held onto, so she can't make too much of that play, but it'll come into the Stoney Creek end. This is Sanford. Keller finds the puck. Looks to find Severn in front, but it's intercepted by Morrison. That may have been a great opportunity by the Sharks to get a shot in on that. Severn, Keller trying to battle for that puck. Shot in on the short side and up and down. Play continues here in the Stoney Creek end. They'll get it to neutral. Dion knocks it down. Ooh, sticks go flying here again. A lot of wood going flying today. Miley Ellis behind her own net, being chased by Elda Silva. In comes Sadie France to cut her off at the pass. Doesn't work. It'll come all the way back to Simone Swanson. She'll turn it around. Stoney Creek sending it up to Spencer. It'll come all the way back to Kipfer. The netminder for Stoney Creek will sit there for a second and held off. Sanford to the far side, being bothered there by Sadie France. Long pass up for Nicole Spencer, but off the mark, and that's going to be an icing call against the Stoney Creek Sabres. 8:28 remaining, folks. We're getting close to the final buzzer. Still 2-1 Barrie Sharks. Severn, Morrison, De Silva are three goal scorers in that order. Pescetti after the draw. Can't get it out of the zone. In comes McKay trying to backhand. No, she'll turn it around. Sending it to the far side. It'll pop out, so the Sharks will have to tag and get onside. Miley Ellis. Quick up to Sadie Allen as she tries to re-enter the zone. Shot through, put aside by Zador. Think she got a blocker on that. Sadie Allen looking to get it out in front. It rolls right to Sador, and she covers that up with the glove. 7:54 to go in the third. How's your heart rate, folks? Everybody who's watching, Sharks fans, Sabres fans, how's your heart rate? Gotta love hockey, right? That's why we tune in. We're Canadian. We love it. Out in front, Zador's gonna glove that one down again. $7:50 now on the clock. Sharks try to have it after the draw. Sits there for a second. Here's Vince now behind the net trying to get it out in front. Love asking for a pass, but she's going to hold on to it. Nope, hand it off to Love. Far side, no, short side. And a glove stop there by Zador again. Zador, way too busy. Sharks have got to get the puck out of their zone. Face off to the right of Zador, out in front for Austin. She fires, blocker stopped by Zador. She just gets it out in front of her. Sabres wasting no time getting pucks in on net. Bouncing puck again. Zador gets a piece of that and sends it to the near side corner. Love at the blue line, sending it over to Wallette. She'll send it down deep behind the goal line. Vince trying to get it out in front. Shot in. Puck goes flying into the corner. Sabres giving it all they can. Here's Vince again. Looking for a free angle, shot in, Zador with the stop. Picking it off the boards and out to Love. She can't hang on, and Gabby Willard for the Sharks gets it to De Silva. She'll weave around Morrison, handing it off to Taya Wallace, who's fresh off the bench. She'll make a turn, trying to steer around all the black jerseys. Severn down low. Charlotte Love gets there, hands it off to White. Down on the near side board, Sharks turn it around. Severn, no, it's going to be Charette who's going to come in and dump it down into the Stoney Creek end. That goes up and over and out of play, though. 6:23, time's ticking away. Face-off won by the Sabres. Underneath Van Sickle. Here's Abby Brumwell capitalizing on the loose puck. Rebound! Another shot in by Brumwell. Somehow Kipfer sees all of that. She made 3-4 really good stops as the Sabres couldn't get the puck out from in front of their netminder. Here's Kletke up to Beeman. Beeman taking a half a lap behind the net, sees who's available. Nelson fresh off the bench. She gets the puck, tries to cut through. Cosgrave putting it out towards the far side corner. Puck will come all the way down, and that should be an icing call. No, it's not. Waved off at the last second. Battle in the corner. Harbeck. Beeman. McKay, all battling for that puck down in the near side corner. Van Sickle coming in to give her teammates a hand. Harbeck trying to pull it away. Thought she had it there for a quick second. Out in front for Winter. She'll fire, and that goes up and over and off the plexiglass. Back behind the boards here for Kletke. Sharks try to hold the line, and they can't. Here's Nelson. She'll lift it and put it down and play in the Sharks' end. We're under 5 to go in period 3. Nelson turning it around. Shot through. Puck flies behind the net, and that's going to get whistled down due to a high stick. 4:44 remaining in the third. 2-1 Barrie Sharks. Face off right in front of the Barrie bench. Sharks have it. Sam Larman pokes it towards the net. Sam Larman catches up with the pass. That was netminder meant for a teammate. That didn't happen. She's still battling for it behind the goal line. In comes Simone Swanson to give her a hand. Miley Ellis for the Stoney Creek Sabres trying to pull it away. Allen waiting for a loose puck for Stoney Creek as well. Battle continues here in the nearest side corner as seconds are ticking off the clock. Sharks just need to hold them off. Meta turning back the other way for Sadie France. Back to Meta. Meta sending it forward towards the net. Sharks want to keep the puck down in the Stoney Creek end as long as possible. Time winding down for the Sabres. Keeping an eye on Kipfer. It might be a bit until they decide to pull her. Maybe at the 2.5 mark. Back behind the net. Charette pushing off her rival. In comes Sadie France. And Paschetti for the Stoney Creek Sabres. It'll come down into the near side corner and onto a Shark stick and out to the blue line for Sadie Allen. Allen sending it back to Charlotte Love. Love sending it forward. Trying to get around Sadie Allen. That hits a body. But the puck does come into the neutral zone, but Morrison will turn it around. Held off by Keller and May Severn. She'll turn it around. In comes Keller and De Silva with her. They'll battle for it in the far side corner. We're now down to just over 3 minutes to go in period number 3. Charlotte Love behind the goal line. Sends it flying to the far side. Meta going to try to catch up to that puck before her Stoney Creek Sabre rival, Michaela Barnes, does. They do. Here's Jenny Keller. She'll dump it down and head to the benches. I'm sure she is exhausted. Great shift by Jenny Keller. De Silva giving it chase. Now Winter on the hunt. Here's White for the Stoney Creek Sabres trying to cut through. Loose puck! Oh my goodness. That looked to have been flying on the way in, and it looked like Zador didn't see it. It comes out of harm's way. Then Sinkle dumping it back down, and we're now down to 2.5 minutes to go, and I'm sure there's going to be a timeout being called. For right now, the face-off is going to come into the Stoney Creek end, so no chance to pull Kipfer just yet. Face-off to the right of Kipfer. Klepke has it after the draw, trying to weave around all the Sharks on a frenzy. Up to Austin. Battle in the neutral zone, just under my camera. I can't see what's going on. Puck will come into the Stoney Creek end, so with 2 minutes to go, Kipfer still can't make it to the bench. Van Sickle. Over to Sadie Allen. Kipfer still between her posts. Puck will come loose all the way back to Miley Ellis. Ellis to Sanford. Sanford bringing over the blue line. Kipfer still in her net. Now down to 95 seconds remaining in period 3. Now she's heading to the bench. Extra attacker on, and Sadie Allen. Loose puck and a cover up by Ava Zador, and I suspect the timeout's going to come now. Yep, I see it from the bench on the Stoney Creek side with 1:26 to go. Time out, Stoney Creek. Take a deep breath, hockey fans. What a game. Very exciting match. Great plays, great goaltending by both goalies. I'll take a break too. Each coach talking to his group. Again, 6 attackers on for the Stoney Creek Sabres. As we'll have a face-off here to the left of the door. Final. 1:26 remaining in period 3. Allen, Morrison, White, Sanford, Ellis, and Barnes on for the Sabres. They have the draw at the blue line. Ellis to Sanford. Picked aside and up and out of play by the Sharks. 1:16 remaining in the third. Severn on the draw for the Sharks. It'll skip out to the neutral zone, so the Sabres will have to double back and get back onside. Sanford in her own end. Ellis is back with her. She'll hand it off to Ellis. Sadie Allen up top, Morrison down low. Comes back the other way temporarily on to Miley Ellis. Sanford to Miley Ellis. Under a minute to go in period 3. Sanford over the blue line. Poked aside by Cosgrave. Sabres try to get it back out in front. Sharks trying to keep it behind. Zador with the glove stop. Face off to the left of Zador. Comes to the blue line. Sharks, Taya Wallace trying to poke it clear. Sanford down to the corner. Final 35 seconds. Sanford again. Sends it down low. Picked off by Jenny Keller. And it's going to come back out to the neutral zone. Under 30 seconds to go. Sabres will have to regroup again. Keller trying to play steal away. Up to White. On to Sonia Meta. She'll lift it and put it back in the Stoney Creek end. Final 15 seconds to go. Poke back the other way for May Severn. May Severn putting it back behind the goal line. Final 10 seconds to go. Hang on to your hat badge, Sharks fans. Sharks are going to the bronze medal game. As the players pour out of the bench, Sharks hang on to win this one by a score of 2-1. Again, goals by May 7 in the first period. De Silva in the second, and they hang on for the win. How's your heart rate now, Sharks fans? We're going to see you tomorrow. Isn't that awesome? A repeat for the Barrie Sharks back to the bronze medal game. As far as I know, I'm pretty sure that's how this one's going to fall out, barring anything else that's happening around the league, but I'm pretty sure that it's a bronze medal game for the Barrie Sharks. Oh my God, you're not going to want to miss this, folks. Again, if I'm right, and I'm pretty sure that I am, 12:45 tomorrow afternoon, right back here at the Scotiabank Pond. If you can't be here live, you can be here on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for the Stoney Creek Sabres families for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the game. It was an awesome game between the Sabres and the Sharks. I was happy to bring it to you. Good luck in provincials for the Stoney Creek Sabres. Sharks fans, we're going to see you tomorrow. Stay gold, stay true, keep the fakes, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.